Let's talk about annuity lead conversion, specifically leads that are generated online and that you would be selling to completely virtual over something like Zoom. And to be clear, this annuity lead conversion process and system that is completely proven that I'm going to walk you through was proven by me. You see, in the last 2 years, we've gone from zero to over $50 million a year in virtual annuity production using this system, proving it ourselves before we ever offered it to other agents like you who might share in our values and want to go beyond best interest in serving their clients, leave them in a better position than when they found them, right? When they became a lead of theirs. That's where this was all developed. So this is a proven process. This isn't theory. We're still using it every day to write business, and we still have some territories available in our AI-driven advertising system. You see, we begin with the end in mind. We start with understanding that we want to close a particular type of annuity business, and every campaign has a specific end result in mind, the type of business, like say an income product or maybe a tax RMD solution, and so everything from there is reverse engineers. Now, up until this moment in the playlist that this video is a part of, you can see all the other three pillars. The first three pillars, we leverage AI to develop and test to give you the advantage of profitable client acquisition without having to master AI yourself. You see, you just need to get good at this final step, right? Because AI is not a magic trick. It's just another tool. And you don't have to master the tools of AI for insurance and annuity production and become a master of a virtual retirement income professional and licensed annuity producer. You don't have to do both at the same time. You can profit from AI without mastering it. We've already profited from it. We've already built the profitable system. We can license that system and install it for you, copy and paste it into your business. And then you can follow our proven sales system for a completely virtual sales process to write the amount of premium that your goals demand, right? And so that's what this is all about. Now, the first thing that we want to focus on is a concept we call lead engagement. You see, the most profitable path to writing more annuity premium in a completely virtual sales process is understanding all three levels of lead engagement, right? Having a proven strategy to handle all three levels is how agents who license our system with Preemptive Advantage and our annuity attraction brands, right? How they maximize their profitability. And so, as you watched in the lead conversion asset training that is in this playlist, right? And I have that playlist link below. You can probably find it on my channel as well, right? How to add $5 to $10 million in annuity production completely virtual, I think is what it's called, the actual playlist. Is that the first level of lead engagement is getting scheduled calls. Now, what on average we see in any of our funnels, no matter where our targeting is, geography is, and what territory we're focused on, we see about 20 to maybe 30% of leads who complete the pre-qualification survey and go through that intent trifecta process that we covered in the prior training schedule, right? Now, even though they are in pursuit of their solution, there are a few reasons why not every single lead, 30%, maybe as low as 20%, self-schedule. And one is that not every person, especially an older demographic, lives off a calendar or a virtual one on their mobile device. Maybe they have one of those planners, a physical one sitting on their kitchen counter, right? But it's not a virtual calendar. Another reason number two, is that they can't find an available opening that works for them because we actually constrain the booking window to only 4 days out from when they're looking at it, because our data shows that there's a dramatic drop off in show rates when the prospect schedules too far in advance. Simply put, there's a better way to handle these people instead of having to book too far out in the other levels of lead engagement. So many lead vendors out there will sell you booked appointments. But if you're like most agents, you find that these appointments aren't any better than just getting a name, email, and phone number, just calling them yourself. And so the next level is what we call conversational conversion, next level of lead engagement. So we leverage automation in our CRM that we install for our clients and manage for them, handle all the tech for, to drive profitability from this level of lead engagement. We call it conversational conversion. So after an exclusive lead hits your pipeline in your CRM, we reach out to them automatically on your behalf to schedule their suitability review call, both via text and email. We do this if they hadn't scheduled it yet, right? We trigger the automation. And so once that automation gets a response, you get notified to step in and finish booking the appointment via our text process that we teach, right? Now, the final level of lead engagement is we simply follow our Harvard research-backed 10-call cadence. This is to squeeze out every last bit of production and profitability from the exclusive leads that are in your pipeline. And when you consider the intent trifecta, like the education and motivation process that got them into your pipeline in the first place, right? You realize that this calling strategy is significant revenue generating activity. Now, let's say we had 30 leads generated over any period of time. Could take 6 weeks to generate 30 leads. Maybe it took 4, right? But it doesn't really matter. The duration doesn't matter. But just think about 30 leads. If you ever work these types of campaigns, you realize because of how they market, those people aren't any more responsive, you know, and so, but not, saying scheduled calls aren't in most other forms of marketing that don't follow click congruence, leverage AI, and the intent trifecta that we talk about. They're not more responsive than when you just call them yourself, right? But in a 30 lead example, because our data shows only about 30% of leads actually schedule a call, that means you only have 9 scheduled calls. So if you were only getting scheduled calls as your classified lead that you purchased or invested in, then you would get 9 leads. You would be giving up on these other 2 categories of 10 and 11 leads. And so what would you rather have, 9 exclusive leads or 30, right? What do you think the more profitable path is when you consider the level of intent that we've driven in an AI advertising funnel, like I've described in our prior videos in this series, right? And that's what lead engagement is all about, right? Leveraging all 3 levels drives profitability. That's what gets you to 7, 10x or more ROI for every dollar you put in such a system like this one. But that leads us to the next reality that we have to face, and that is leads aren't enough. We have to validate our ability to repeatedly turn leads into clients using our 3-step sales process to actually issue business. We don't care about how many contacts we have in our database. We care about our consistent ability to issue business, right? So when you work with average advertisers, the lead vendors that deliver this broken customer journey, they say anything they can in the ad to get the click and get a simple form fill to then sell it to you as a lead with this mentality of, hey, you bought the lead. Our job is over, right? Right. That's not what you want. What you want instead is a preemptive advantage in our AI advertising strategy, right? We begin with the end in mind. This means that you're going to actually close an issue business because that's the goal. It's the integration of a marketing and sales process in a completely virtual environment. That means we simply can't stop at the lead generation, the first 3 things that we manage with AI. We need to also have a repeatable process for you to close those leads into clients, right? We actually have to consider, how are you going to do that? Turn clients into commissions because of the impact you deliver and the value you receive from delivering such an impact. It's the final pillar in preemptive advantage, simply called acquisition. How do you acquire clients from this system? And there are 3 phases of proving a profitable campaign, right? They overlay the 3-step virtual sales process. So in the problem, we have qualified contact. For plan, we have solution pursuit. And for present, we have issue paid. And so for qualified contact, right, there's 2 parts. Number 1 is, are we making contact with leads? Simply put, is there enough intent and expectation in the prospect that when you call, they pick up, right? Now, does that mean you might have to make multiple calls? Yeah, people get busy. We train on this, right? There's people, if they're in the bank, they're not going to necessarily pick up the phone while you're calling. They don't know when you're going to call always, right? Because maybe they haven't scheduled. Maybe they're in those 1 of 3 other lead engagement categories that we just discussed, right? And so we have to make sure you're making contact on the leads we generate with Preemptive Advantage. And it's a higher contact rate than you probably experienced before because of the click congruence and the intent trifecta in the marketing. The second piece here, though, is that our prospects that we are making contact, are they qualified, right? And better said, very simply, do they have the capacity to pursue our solutions? In most cases, this is going to be validated. Do they have assets that we can reposition? Now, sometimes there's a timing issue. Maybe they're not going to be 59 and a half for a few months, but you're still building a valuable pipeline and you're going to have other opportunities to convert in sooner or later. But this starts to compound. So that is phase 1. Do we make qualified contacts? Phase 2 of pipeline validation, right? Are we able to successfully take the prospect who is qualified for a solution, right? They have assets and need to review their retirement with us. Can we take them to the second call? That planning step in our sales process, which proving that they are in pursuit of the solution. That's why we call this validation. Are we getting solution pursuit? Right? At this point, it's less about the marketing and primarily a function of professionals implementing our proven process. So it's you skilling up to the level of professional, applying our proven frameworks and process, coming to coaching calls, working on your implementation so that you get the result of getting people in solution pursuit. Mastering that first call is the first gateway to results. How do you get people in solution pursuit? right? Getting into that second call, showing up, establishing credibility while maintaining curiosity so you don't get ghosted, right? They're in pursuit of something and they need to show up to that next call. This is often, correlated to focusing on a problem over a product, which opens us up to the third phase of pipeline validation, which is issue paid. We are measuring the effectiveness and application of our proven sales process and answering the question, are we able to issue business from this campaign? Right. And when we do that, we've completed all four pillars of preemptive advantage because you've taken leads from the original audience and turned them into closed clients. Right. Now, once we've issued over $1 million in premium from a campaign through preemptive advantage, that campaign is validated. We do all that in house with myself and other licensed producers on my team here in my office in Nashville and some of our other locations in Florida and Michigan, to name a few. Some are in Virginia and Texas. We got them in different places and we validated this nationwide, right? Now we can license our proven campaign and the relevant or related annuity attraction brand, that branded solution to a clearly defined problem that you get the license and be a representative of, to other agents, right? On a exclusive and limited territory basis. Now, we only penetrate our target audience by 50% to create a sustainable and competitive advantage for any of the agents on our campaigns, right? The reason why you maybe have had something that's worked in the past, like temporarily, then all of a sudden it fades away, is because the service provider you're working with oversells it, saturates the market, divides the opportunity up by 9 different people when it really only has the capacity to sustainably have 2. We know that. We know the numbers, and that's why we have limited territory capacities. And so what happens when you license this territory and you can figure out whether there's a territory available in a relevant campaign that would make sense for you to add $5 to $10 million of annuity production completely virtual this year, you can click the link in the description below and book that call with someone on our team and maybe start seeing results like this and becoming a retirement income professional and doing so completely virtual. Mike says Swinford and him, another agent, they co-sold 1.1 million on Monday. Seth, 300,000 yesterday and 300,000 scheduled for tomorrow. Kevin, you saw him earlier, but how about this? 1,020,000, 6 apps, 10/22 through 11/6, right? That's like 3 weeks. All waiting to issue. These are all submitted, waiting to issue. They're just waiting, pending funds, right? Andrea, 96,000 are waiting to fund. Jeremy, 515,000. Matthew, 4738, right? That's 90 and then 180. What's that? 190. So it's like 280, right? 100,000 from Leo and 266 from Mia. Here's the thing. What is so unique about this system is, first, we use it ourselves, right? Many of these agents here on the team, but we don't just generate leads. We drive ROI through issue paid. These are all policies funding, right? These are all funds are en route, notifications from the carrier in our internal systems. We're not here to generate leads, not here to generate appointments. We're here to implement a proven, repeatable virtual sales system so that you can convert cold leads into closed client, cold in their relationship. What's your systematic way to sell in a virtual sales process that generates trust where there's none at the start, right? You didn't get a warm lead or referrals, not seeing somebody face to face. How do you do it? How do you convert those annuity leads? That's what this entire system is about. And I'm so excited that I got to share it with you. If you came along this journey somewhere in the middle, you can go back to the playlist that's linked below, right? And watch fill in some of the gaps, right? Or maybe you're like, man, I need to license the territory. I want AI advertising. I see that the ultimate shift that I need to make is to be a retirement income professional and operate completely virtual. And if that's you and you want to leverage our tokens of trust and just copy and paste all of our systems in your business that we're using every day to issue millions of dollars a month in annuity premium just through a couple agents, and we have hundreds of independent agents that use our system too. I'm just talking about the guys in the office that we validated the campaigns with that use it. There's just a couple guys, doing million plus months. Do you want to do $1 million months? Am I saying you're guaranteed to do this? Absolutely not. That's top 1%. I don't know if you're 1%. I know the system is the leverage that the 1% needs to make it happen in a completely virtual environment. Whether you're going to do it or not is up to you. The system is proven. We use it every day. And so if you want to talk to us about whether we think we can implement it, you maybe even guarantee your results because we're so confident in your track record and our ability to implement alongside you, have that joint accountability, then click the link in the description below and do that. Now, if you're saying, man, I want to watch more, well, maybe find the playlist that this video is on my channel where we talk about, adding 5 to 10 million in virtual annuity production, right? And you can watch the other videos in the series, or just go to the rest of my channel here on the Jim Fisher channel, or maybe you go to my channel, you jump over to Juicebox and you see some case studies and success stories, because like I said, this is proven, right? To move forward, though, you have to demonstrate two beliefs. Belief in the power and the system that we're providing, like in its ability to produce the result, and belief in yourself. Now, if you go watch the content on this channel and the Juicebox channel and see all the case studies, success stories, and testimonials, you'll see that there's plenty of proof and evidence that the system works. So it really comes down to the belief in yourself. And that is a function of, do you have a track record of success with yourself? Do you follow through on your commitments? Or is your past track record that you sign up for something, you invest in something, but you don't implement, you don't follow through? And you have a track record of failure and lack of follow through with yourself and maybe other people in your family. And that leads you to often have to ask permission from others, whether you're going to take the next step and break through to something new. And that's because you lack confidence. I mean, confidence comes through when you break commitments to yourself. The only way you're going to change this, though, is to say enough is enough and draw a line in the sand and say, if it's to be, it's up to me. I'm going to take 100% responsibility. And I'm going to say, now's the day that I decide, commit, and follow through. I will not be denied. If that's you, book the call. Link in the description to speak with our team. Otherwise, I think YouTube's probably recommending another video for you to watch from my channel, or you can find more, or you can move on. But I really appreciate the time. If you had a major takeaway from this, at least drop a like on the video. And if not, join the comments, because when people come across this video, they're going to see your comments and they're going to know that this is a worthy investment for them to put their time into and to watch this video and maybe watch the rest of the playlist as well, or the rest of the content on my channel. What I'm most excited about is the select few of you that I will get to see on a future coaching call, maybe as soon as this week, that will be on one of our AI advertising campaigns, and just crushing it, and the ripple effect of positive impact that will come because of it. First in your home and the homes of the people you serve, but then it goes on to the community and to your church and to the charities and to the things you care about. I want to partner with you to be a ripple maker, a positive impact, to help you become a virtual retirement income professional. Man, am I juiced. And I can't wait to share some of that juice with you. We'll see you on a future coaching call, maybe in this office at one of our events. But hopefully I left you better than I found you. Juice.